everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout for Hip Kit Club. I'm using the May 2021 kits. It's the first time that I've been able to use these. They've just arrived and I'm using two cut files today. So this You Colour My Life and this Build a Flower cut file. So yeah, these are fun I initially thought that I would cut the You Colour My Life into a background and make my layout arranged around that, but that didn't really work out, and I ended up doing something different in the end and using the negatives of that, or is it the positives of those words instead. So what I did do was I cut the Build a Flower cut file. I shrunk them down and I cut them from the striped Pinkfresh Studio paper. So I had to arrange them very carefully on my screen and my cutting mat in order to get them in exactly the right places. And there are a few places where I overlap the lines slightly. So some of my petals have white edges, but not too many. I did pretty well. I've cut there's two types of flowers, and I've cut some out of every line. I've cut three flowers out of each colour on the paper, and I've cut one in one, so on each line I've cut the two styles, and I've cut one style twice and one style once because I can only fit three across the strip, and I alternated which ones I did, so I haven't got more of the daisy versus the normal flower. So does that make sense? I hope. Anyway, there you go. You can see that there's all my flowers there, and I just have to spend some time now assembling them. So I have just layering them on top of each other, curling up the edges, sticking them down, and then adding an enamel dot in the middle. Now I managed to put enamel dots in the middle of all of my flowers, but I did have to reach back to a previous kit to find the colours for a couple, because I didn't quite have all the colours in this kit's enamel dots. Yeah, I reached back to a Christmas one, I think. Yeah, Merry Everything. So from the probably November hip kit, and I grabbed a couple of dots from there to match up with the colours. So I did manage to get enamel dots in all of them. Okay, so you could see where I was going. I was really just kind of struggling to arrange the flowers in such a way that I was happy. So in the end, I decided to grab my second sheet of this paper. So I've already used the entire sheet by cutting out the flowers, but I've decided to pull out the second sheet that I've got in this kit and use that on the background, and then I can layer my flowers colour on colour. So I think it will look really nice. Yeah, so I just pulled that second sheet out and I've cut a large section of it. I think I cut away, let's measure it. It is, yeah, I cut 9 inches. So I have been left with a 3-inch strip on the right hand side of the layout in white, of course I cut apart all of the lines, and I have distressed all the edges and stuck them onto a sheet of white. So as one of my favourite things to do, I really like doing this type of thing. So yeah, distressing all of the edges and then sticking them back in place, leaving a small narrow white gap in between. Of course, the white gap was on the paper anyway, so this basically looks like the sheet of paper has been stuck on, and that's fine. I'm happy, but I like the texture by doing the edges, so roughing up the edges. And then I kind of fold them up a little bit more as well. I think I stayed in the same order as the paper. Initially I was going to change things around a bit, but I decided to keep the colours in the same order that was on the paper. It looks really lovely in this order, so it's kind of going from light to dark, kind of. So yeah, kind of an ombre style. Yeah, you can see all my flowers there ready to go on. I just need to get my photo in place and then try and figure out how I'm going to arrange these flowers, because I was, expecting this to look amazing and come together really, really quickly. But it just didn't. It was harder than I thought. Arranging the flowers in a line didn't really work. Perhaps I needed more of them, but of course I don't have any more of the paper because I've just used 9 inches of it on on this layout. And then I thought, well, maybe I should spread out my flowers a little bit more. I was always planning to bring in some other embellishments too, but at this point I've only got the flowers in place. I also wanted to bring in the words from the cut file because I really wanted to use You Colour My Life. That's a great title to go, especially with this type of paper. So there we go. Putting the positive pieces onto the stripes looks really good. I'm really happy with how that looks. By the way, I wanted the UK spelling for colour, and so I just needed to cut an extra U. So the word U had a U in it. So I just copied and pasted a second one, and then I had the English spelling. So that was really easy to do, and happy that I can adapt it to the spelling that we use here in the UK. So I like the way they're looking on those bold colours. Unfortunately, the My is on the lightest pink, and that is a little bit pale for my liking, but there's not a lot I can do about it because I can't have the words above it or below it. It just wouldn't look quite right. So I'm just going to have to go with it and not worry about it too much. So it does look absolutely fine. I'm quite happy with how it looks. So I'm going to get those stuck in place, and then I can add in the rest of everything. I've kind of moved the flowers around a bit, and I'm getting those. I think I've stuck them in place already with my glue gun, and you can see that I spread them out. I've got some either side of the photo. I've got some coming along the stripes a little bit more, and my title is all out in place. So now I just need to add in some other embellishments. So I'm just going through the ephemera. I've really focusing on the Pinkfresh Studio items from the kit today, and I've also fussy cut some Paige Evans Wonders butterflies. They can sit nicely amongst the colours. They look really pretty. And now I'm just pulling out bits and pieces that go well with the colours on the layout. So just from the Pinkfresh Studio things. So at the top there, I've got a little speech bubble in yellow that says war. Then I've got a little label sticker that I can write my date on. I've pulled out the little pink bit that says a little pick me up. I've got a label that says authentic further down, seriously, and then over on the right hand side in the green section I've got a little puffy sticker from Pinkfresh that says right now, perfectly imperfect. I've added a house that's actually I think a shop, but we'll go with it as a house. Above to the top right of the photo I've got a label that says enjoying this. And a heart that says little joys. So all lovely little phrases, words and phrases. Oh, above the word colour, I've got a label that says one thing at a time. So yeah, lots of lovely little words and phrases and things that really work well with an everyday photo. She's just on her way to school. It's the last day of the half term, and they were allowed to wear their own clothes, so non-uniform day, which they're always so excited about. It's like the best thing ever. I don't think they get any learning done at school on non-uniform day because they're all just too wild and crazy and excited about being in their own clothes. But of course my Sophie, forever the girly girl, has to dress up like she's going to a wedding. She always does, always has done, full-on excuse for a party dress. She's got a lovely little summer dress on and cardigan, and she just looks really, really pretty. Bit different to everyone else who just turns up in like joggers. There she is in a beautiful summer dress, looking like she's going to a party. And that's one of the things I just love about her. She's just kind of a bit of a free spirit in that way. Doesn't care what everyone else thinks. She wants to look pretty, so she's going to go for it. Okay, so just adding some gold twiddles of thread behind my photo. Just with all the florals, I thought the gold tails sticking out would look really pretty, so I've done that. And just I keep referring back to the other embellishments to see if there's anything else I can fit in. At the top of that photo where I put the twiddles of gold thread, I kind of had the spiral on show and a bit too much of it. So I wanted another embellishment to go there. So I pulled out a little book puffy sticker that has a butterfly on. So that worked really well. Okay, so just adding in some splatters. I wanted some splatters of paint. And I've done that with a previous pink from a colour kit previously. The yellow wasn't going to work in the area I wanted it, so I went for a pink one from before. And I think that's me pretty much done. I should also say that off camera I did some stitching on my stripe lines on the background as well. You just probably can't see them from here. But you might see them in the close-ups. Just finally finishing off with a couple of gold glittery heart stickers from the Maggie Holmes collection. And there we go, that is my layout all complete. So I really hope you like this layout. I love how it turned out in the end, even though I had a bit of a battle with it to begin with. And yeah, it looks really, really pretty. Don't forget that if you are a Hip Kit Club subscriber, you get the main kit at a reduced price, 15% discount off all add-on kits, and access to exclusive subscriber cut files like the ones I used today. So thank you very much for joining me. That was Nikki Rowland for Hip Kit Club.